Shalom, my name is David Rawlings. I grew up in this beautiful city. I have lifelong friends that I made here, both Jew and Arab. I went to school here, even went to the army here. I married a beautiful Israeli woman who also went to school here, and we have 2 children who are also raised in this area. Now join me as I take you behind the scenes into this amazing country, an Israel not often seen on your evening newscasts. I will avoid politics because I want to show you the real story. I want to bring you the stories of people who live here. I will also show you that the very fact that these people are here was foretold many, many years ago in the book of books, in the Bible.
When David was just 9 months old, his parents Jay and Meridel Rawlings were instructed like Abraham of old, Lech Lecha, or get up and go, leave Canada and make your way to the promised land.
How does a great adventure begin? For me, it began on a fall afternoon in Canada when I was sitting among the magnificent scarlet and orange colored leaves at my picnic table, and I heard a still small voice say, "If you love me, love my people." It was not a suggestion. I realized that it was actually a very gentle command. And I just felt that it was a defining moment for both Jay and I, newlyweds, living in a beautiful home in the country, and my husband Jay was one of the administrators of Canada's largest hospital complex at the time. Well, that was just the beginning.
Exactly, Meridel. We had no idea of what was going to happen, but I said, if God spoke to Meridel in such a clear way, why didn't he speak to me? And almost instantly, Meridel gave me the answer that I was not expecting.
I said, and I tried to be gentle, I said, "Well, darling, you're too busy. You're too busy to listen."
And that's really true. I think a lot of us experience that. We're just busy. But that quiet place is really important. So I said to her, the next day, I'm going to go out. Tomorrow I'm going to go out, and I'm not going to come back till the Lord speaks to me, and I know what we should do as a family. And so waited a long time all day, and it got pretty cold and chilly by the evening. And finally I opened the Word, and this verse jumped up off of the page from the book of Jeremiah. And it said, "Go among the nations, set up a standard, and publish or broadcast this and preach it, and let it go all over the world and publish." And I think it's the only verse in the Bible where that word publish appears twice. So I knew that was our marching instructions, that we were to go to Israel, getting the good news out from Zion.
These simple twofold instructions to love my people and publish the good news have been the guiding light behind the Rawlings media work in Israel and around the world for the last 40 years.
You know, looking back, I'm very happy that my parents had the courage of their convictions and actually moved us to Israel. Now, it hasn't been easy, but you know, today I'm very happy to be able to dedicate my talents to further this important family venture. After all, I was with them when they first got the call. And you know, I've been walking with them ever since.
You know, from the very beginning, I knew that I had to give the world a window to look in on Israel and to see her as she really is. And that meant giving a voice to the voiceless, helping the needy here, and also giving a voice to the many, many charities that are here that are doing outstanding work in all different aspects of life.
Really, what they were doing is called hasbara, on behalf of the Jewish people and this nation.
The Hebrew word for explanation is hasbara, and it refers to Israel's public diplomacy efforts, which is one of the few things Israel has not excelled in.
And that's been the challenge that we have had, is to use the media to help others, to be a blessing to not only to Israel and into the nations of the world, but to help the people here at home, raising money and helping them in their noble causes.
For more than 40 years now, Jay and Meridel and their sons have worked hard to bring the good news from Zion via their writings, films, TV shows, radio interviews, public lectures, PowerPoints, and newsletters, and now their website and daily blog.
I've been blessed by the work of Israel Vision. In fact, been interviewed a number of times, love Jay and Meridel, been friends for years. And it's so important that we get the truth out to the media today. It's a battle here, but we know that the truth ultimately wins. So we bless the work of Israel Vision. Keep on keeping on.
Everywhere around the world today, it's a media war against Israel. And it's light versus darkness, truth versus untruth. And we struggle with this here in the media. And we have been called here to combat this, give it a different slant, and
Yes.
give it a biblical perspective.
Yes.
As technology changed, one by one, the Rawlings sons stepped in with their expertise in the fields of editing, DVD production, and web design.
I'm Josh Rawlings, and I've been working with Jerusalem Vistas Israel Vision since 1997. Now we're sitting in the middle of this wonderful high-tech neighborhood, which is basically the Silicon Valley of Israel. And this didn't even exist back then. So just to show you how much has changed, in the near future, we're going to be launching a mobile version of both Jerusalem Vistas and Israel Vision, so that the content can be delivered to people all over the world on their mobile devices, if they're in Africa, Asia, North America, or Europe. It's really quite exciting how everything's changing, and we're so glad to be part of it. I want to thank you for your support, which enables us to publish the good news from Zion to handhelds and mobile devices globally. God bless you.
The production of People Making a Difference, the Rawlings weekly TV interview show, launched Jerusalem Vistas into showcasing Israel's story to a worldwide audience. It is viewed in English, German, Chinese, Norwegian, Finnish, and Romanian. The dedicated and professional production team at Jerusalem Vistas has produced over 100 documentaries and several hundred TV talk shows and 30 powerful promotional fundraisers for worthy causes in Israel.
Forefront of informing the world about what is taking place here in this land. They provide information which you normally don't get out of your regular TV channels, and they are really reaching out not only to the Christian community, but they bring Jewish communities and Christian communities together to share hands, to share in vision, and to work together and for a peaceful and for a hopeful future in Israel, but also in regard to Jewish-Christian relationship. And we as International Christian Embassy, we fully endorse the vision of Israel Vision and the work which Jay and Meridel and David, what you are doing. It's absolute fantastic, and we wish you all the success what you need to carry out and to bring your vision even to another step of growth.
Help us as we fight the Goliath of media untruth concerning the rightful place of the nation and people of Israel.
Yes, that's so very true, Meridel. We're in a battle over here, a battle for truth, and it's very heavy. Often we feel the weight of this battle, and we appreciate so much our friends and partners who hold up our hands day by day with prayers, words of encouragement, letters, and finances. We are currently producing some very important TV documentaries. We are working on Meridel's latest expose on human trafficking and sexual slavery, shot on location in Nepal, one of the sex trade capitals of Asia.
I first had the privilege of visiting Nepal, and I came with a family of Bible translators and publishers from Darjeeling, India, where I had been working with Canadian University Service overseas.
And there you'll meet Indira, who has saved 80 preteen boys and girls off the streets of Kathmandu just before they were going to be captive and kidnapped and sold into this tragic $150 billion a year criminal business.
Trafficking is a serious issue in Nepal, and it's happening at alarming scale, and it is a serious violation of human rights. It goes against the very dignity of women folks, and the world should know that
45 to 50,000 young girls, working in Kathmandu in a cabin restaurant, massage center, dance bar, and they think like they will get a good job in Kathmandu with the good paid. The first easy to get the job is the entertainment business.
The real place of the children is in school, not in brothels. The real place of the girls and boys, the schools and home, not in brothels.
This production will soon have its premiere in Nepal. It's designed to fight this cancer in society and to make a difference worldwide right now. But we need your prayers and practical help. Thank you very much.
Jay, one of your latest productions, Abandoned No More, was a tedious 7-year-long process which is just coming to a finish. It's about helping rescue refugees. There are 45 million in the world today, and just now a miracle has happened. Finally, our adopted family of 7 South Sudanese Christian refugees have received their Canadian permanent resident visas.
And now with the refugees, getting people to take action, So that's our desire.
Michael and Nicole Dubois are now in Toronto, Canada, and this morning we received an email saying, "Mom and Dad, I'm here with my family and 5 children in peace." They waited, they struggled, they prayed, they wept, tragically losing 2 children along the way. But bravely they trusted in God's providence when all seemed lost. Jay and Daniel were able to help them in Africa when everything seemed hopeless. Don't miss this heartwarming documentary that proves miracles still happen today.
One of the most important documentaries we're working on traces the birthing and history of one of the world's most important ministries, the ICEJ, or the International Christian Embassy, Jerusalem. This production is called Standing Shoulder to Shoulder. It traces the last 35 years since the founding of the ICEJ, starting out with literally nothing but a hope and a prayer.
Only a few Christians realize it is very much the nation of the present, where God is bringing from 100 different nations, as He promised in His word, the Jews back. We have Jews from China, from India, we have black Jews, we have Jews from America and Europe, and makes the desert blossom like a rose and does today what He promised. So it is not just the nation of the past, it's the nation where we can say, God, you do everything that you promised.
And we are very thankful that we were able to begin to establish all over the world believers who understood this, who worked for this vision, and who influenced many Christians to look at the Bible with different eyes and to look at the Bible with faith that God will be faithful to His promises.
It was clear that this was the time to do something very, very concrete and substantive for Israel over the city of Jerusalem. It was to be the invisible born out of the visible. And that was this new concept that we were all feeling very, very strongly.
Psalm 102, it's very clear that when the Lord shall build up Zion, He shall appear in His glory.
This organization has developed into one of the world's largest Christian Zionist organizations that is mobilizing millions of people from every continent who, by the inspiration of the Holy Spirit, are standing firmly alongside Israel in her time of greatest need, when Islamic terror, violence, and hatred of Israel and the Jewish people is growing at an unprecedented rate.
Go to our website right now, www.israelvision.tv. Thank you very much, and God bless you from Zion. Tell your friends.